Welcome, guys. It's Veronica here from Mission. As you guys know, every week I do interviews with fellow business owners. And today I have Christine and Adonis with us. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, how are
Hi,
you,
how are you,
Veronica?
Veronica? Thank you
Good,
for
thank
your
you.
invitation.
No,
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming on and sharing your story with all of us. So I've worked pretty close with Christine and Adonis. We are in one of the same chats. We have many chats together, but one of our chats is really close. So we have a special connection, and we'll start right away. Christine, Adonis, what were you guys doing before you guys joined the online world?
You want to start?
No,
I
you
start?
start.
Okay, ladies first, Melissa says, so I guess I'll take the lead. So I met Adonis about 5 years ago, and I've been a teacher for the last 20 years. I teach English to adult immigrants who've just arrived in this country, and they want to integrate, they want to settle down, and so usually my clientele is people that already have a very good base of English, and so I love what I do because the interaction is so fantastic, and so in the midst of all that, I met Adonis. He's I'm glad to say he was a former student, and that's how he walked right into my classroom. And
One of the worst.
So he walked right into my classroom, and the rest is history. We just got married this last March 16th, and this whole thing, as far as I was concerned, I was teaching and I was happy doing it. And then what happened was that Adonis is the one who started moving things around because he was looking. I'll let him speak about it, but in terms of it's because of him. Otherwise, I would have never, done anything about it. Actually, I didn't even think what we are doing right now was even possible because it just sounded so good that, if it sounds too good, then it can't be true. And so I was definitely skeptical, and he would come up and say, I'm looking for this job or this work that I could actually do from home, but that would be interesting and that would have, a great package. And I was just listening to him. I thought, like, he's not being, living in reality. And so I would turn him down and I would say, no, of course not. That makes no sense. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Until he sat me down and he said, listen to this video. And I said, okay, I'll humor him. But the video was actually a webinar, and that's I understood right then and there that this was the real thing, because the testimonials at the end, the whole first part when we talk about all kinds of details of the system and everything else, I listened, but it was really the words and the emotion and the truthfulness and the authenticity of all these people who spoke at the end that really got me. And from that moment on, I said, let's go for this. Yeah.
So the webinar took you being skeptical to, yes, this is real.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so essential for people to watch the webinar, because if they don't, then they might think that this is like, something of a scam or, not real. And you don't know it's real until you actually listen to what the people have to say.
And there is so much crap and scams out there that people are scared, and you're supposed to be scared. It's a human nature, right? But one thing is to be scared, and one thing is to be to not go and check something out that could be real, right? So first of all, congratulations on your wedding. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Adonis, so you're the one that brought her into this. Do you want to see how?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Thank you, Veronica. According to her introduction, I'm the bad guy here, right? I am the rebel, the guy that is not well adapted to conventional jobs and all that. So, yes, it was me, the responsible for all that. Since I started working in my life, it was very difficult for me to get adapted to the fact of working for others. It was very difficult. I was very rebel about it, and it depends also of the conditions you have, and what are you doing, if you love what you're doing, and the perspective of your job or your profession or whatever it is. Okay, so and I was always very influenced by all that, and I work for others in my country. I'm from Cuba, and but most of the time I decided to work on my own in Cuba, and it was very hard, very difficult. Lack of resources, lack of conditions, everything. But I loved that, and since that time I discovered that that's what I love. I love to be my own boss. I don't like other people telling me what to do, because if I find something, I have the tools and I have the right conditions. Sometimes you can't predict your conditions, right? But if I have the means to come up with something, I don't need anybody else to dictate what I should do. So I have been always very rebel, and I don't like to obey very much other people telling me what to do. So, and that's the way it was. So I came here to Canada. At the beginning, it was tough. I had to adapt to a different society, a different job market, and many other things. And
lots of adaptation.
Yeah, I had also difficult family, very personal issues. Very close to me, that I had to face different challenges. And that situation it was hard for me to find a way, to say, well, Adonis, what are you gonna do in this new country now? And because it's a whole different society. So I finally started. I decided to go to the university with the hope that will help me out with in a close future. And I mean
to help you in the
short term. Yeah. And I started the certificate at the university, but at a certain time I was so and I can say it, I can confess that I was scared. I have been always scared of being obliged to work to someone else, and to get there in the job market. There's always everywhere in the society, that's the conventional thing. There's always look for a job, look on internet, and not to work online, but to look for jobs, and that's the only thing. So I believe in another kind of philosophy. I believe in the fact that every human being can develop their own way to earn the living, and doing whatever. For example, I would love to have a farm one day in my life, and I would like to produce my own food and to try to solve the most of my needs. So I was scared of that, and I always was extremely scared of the fact of being away from my family, and away especially from my son, because I love my son very much. So he's my life, and Christine, we started this beautiful relationship that she didn't say it, but it was first a friendship, a beautiful friendship. Well, it was a beautiful relation, teacher-student, okay? Relationship, teacher-student, and then it developed into a beautiful friendship, and then we get closer and closer. Well, we clash. So, and was
We
beautiful.
clash in a beautiful way.
Yeah,
There
we
you go.
beautiful clash. So, and I was also scared of being, of leaving, but because we lived other moments in the past where we were completely disconnected because of the modern routine and the grind, and I hate that. I hate that, and I'm a family guy, and I'm a family man, and that's the most sacred for me. And I was at the university, and I said, when I finish this certificate, I don't want to start looking for a job, because actually I wanted that knowledge, that certificate, because it's something that is a passion of mine, and I just wanted to apply it in the future for my own life, for my own other projects that I have in mind. So I decided to start looking somewhere else. And one day I crossed an ad, and what happened with me is that I don't know, and sometimes I can understand why people live so scared. When you live so scared, that's not a life for me. So even if I wouldn't have a lot of money, but you tell me, oh, listen, this is an opportunity, and I think I have my brain, I have capacity to think and to make my own mind, right? So if you show me something, I will analyze it, and I will take my time to analyze it properly. But if there is a risk to take, I will, because it's about courage. And in life, you have to be courageous. Even if sometimes people, they say, no, but I don't have money. But there are other people that they have less money than you have, and they do it. Why is that? What is the reason why they do it? Just because they have the determination.
Yeah,
so
when
in
there's
life,
when there's will, there's a way.
Yeah, and when Christine was skeptical, I said, no, I will do it. I don't care if I lose, the whatever money it is at the beginning. Well, I lose it, and that's all. But if you don't take risk, you can't advance in life. So risks are part of life.
We want it all, but we don't want to invest anything, right?
Yes,
we just
exactly.
don't lose anything, but we want it all. So
yeah, we want it all in a silver platter, and it doesn't work that way, right? Now, one thing that Adonis said was, when you have to be dictated by a job, like time, whatever, right? But when you go to a job, you're saying that's what you're worth every 2 weeks or every week, because your boss is dictating how much you're getting paid.
Yeah.
Right. And we're all told from little kids, go to school, get a good job, buy a house, get married, have kids, grow old, and go and retire. But some people can't even retire nowadays because life is so expensive, and our jobs don't pay what to do all that, to have a retirement, right? Yeah, that's a shame. But so you guys jumped in. Were you guys tech savvy? Was there training? Talk to me about the training and the mentorship.
I could say that just shortly. I was the one who was a little more tech savvy than he was. I was very knowledgeable in Word and all of the Microsoft Office platforms. And I had a Facebook for a number 15 years probably. So that was about the extent of it. But he had no knowledge, and he was going to be, of course, the main person on this, because I'm working, so he spent more time at home doing this.
Well, I was the main person, but I didn't have the main knowledge.
That's
so
for sure.
It was tough at the beginning. Oh my God, I spent so many hours trying to break my head to find out, and reaching out for help, and I will never forget, Veronica, that you helped us a lot. So you helped us so much, and we appreciate that. When we were in the darkest place, you were there for us, and that was amazing. And but it was tough because I never, I'm that kind of guy. I'm not a techie guy.
Yeah, you're not a techie.
I'm not a techie guy at all. And actually, I have my thoughts. The way I think is, I think we need to be very careful about technology and as human beings, and the space and all the time and space that it takes from us, from who we are, and from our lives, our daily lives, and the phones and all that, and social media, and I'm not a social media guy at all. So I'm doing this because it's a wonderful opportunity, but personally I don't like social media, and personally I think that every person needs to be very careful about how to use technology. Technology is great because technology can give you things that are incredible, and you can achieve so many goals and using technology, but you need to be smart enough to use it properly, and to, I say, to dosify your link with the phone, or because you can become a robot very, very, very quickly. So that's my way of thinking. I respect others people's opinion, but that's the way I think. And
he loves being on that computer, I can tell you that. Because the thing about this business is that it becomes increasingly interesting and exciting. Of course, when you're alone at the beginning, you're faced with your training, and the training is wonderful, I have to say, because when I first saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. But all of it is valuable, and all of it has a reason to be there. You just, at the beginning, it might be a bit overwhelming, because you don't expect the scale of the structure and the training that are given to you. And so you think, oh, how am I going to get through all this? But it does happen in stages, and we are told from the beginning, do it slowly, take your time, and there's a reason to that. Because trying to rush through something like that is tantamount to having a failure, because if you're trying to rush through it, you're going to skip steps. You don't have that period of transition where you ease into it, where you get comfortable with it, you learn things, and as a business owner, we need time to fit into those shoes. You don't become an entrepreneur overnight just because you've taken on an opportunity and you say, oh, I'm going to do this for the next,
It's a learning process all
it's
the
a
time.
learning
It's
process,
like everything you need to learn, and
it needs to be respected.
Yeah, and also we got frustrated many times with the training, because there were things, not with the training, with the fact that we were not able to learn and to learn as quickly as we wanted, and but that's normal. That happens when you're learning everything in life. That happens to you, and I think that the training is it's a very human. It's a tool. It's a wonderful tool, full of humanity, and is full of humanity, and the humanity that is the main principle of this community. And you have the right to get frustrated with the training sometimes, because there's something new that you're not very savvy about these matters. But if you take your time and you think carefully, what you should be is grateful, because you are provided with something, with all the tools and all the steps, and the information is there, and somebody's giving it to you in a very beautiful way. So it's up to you, your attitude towards the training, and towards the business, and towards the community, and towards everything that is around you in doing this thing that we're doing. And then you should say, I should be grateful for this, because they are providing me with that. The people that created and designed had this idea, and I'm pretty sure, I know there are many opportunities out there to work online, or offline, whatever, and people, they just tell you, listen, do this, but they don't take the time to explain to you how does it work, and they don't they don't teach you actually, and provide you with all the means that you will need. So
And when you get stuck with the training, there's people there to help you.
Oh my
Because,
God.
like Donna said, we Zoomed and I walked them through stuff. Nisreen, their mentor, walked them through stuff. And that's what we're here for, to help you, anybody. It doesn't matter how much.
And now we're doing
you have.
with the people who've trusted us, right?
Now you
So
pass it on. Yeah.
you pass it on and you learn it, because it really is a process that needs to be followed and respected.
Absolutely.
And it needs to be respected because there are reasons for everything. And so, it's just fantastic.
And that's the beauty about this. Like, everybody passes it on and everybody helps each other.
That's right.
When someone's stuck, and we'll find out we're not financially connected, Adonis, Christine, and I. We just are in the same chat, but we're not financially connected, and we help each other. Like, I get help from other people, they get help from other people, I help people, they help people, and it's a chain.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of our community. We all want to succeed, and we all help each other to succeed. So that's one of the things I love about our community, is that we can help people.
That's what when he talked about the humanity, that's exactly what he means, is that, we haven't had, it's an opportunity to do something that is going to affect us, in terms of how we lead our lives. And because, there are so many things that our dreams that we want to fulfill with this particular business. But at the same time, it's like you feel so connected to everybody, because we all have the same goals, but we all feel that everybody's success is intricately woven into our own, and so without us being successful or them being successful, nobody's successful, right? And whether or not you're financially connected, as you were saying, we all feel like one huge community, and we support all of anybody.
It's a cooperation network. And I think one thing that I like, the main things that I like from this community is that there's no space for negativity. There's no space for people without discipline, or people without morals, or people without certain values, and that's integrity, and that's so great, because every time that you go somewhere to work, it's always a surprise. You don't know what are the values of the company, you don't know what are the principles that they defend, you don't know. And here the environment is like that. It's very cooperative, and there's no place for that. There's no place if and it's like everything, that not every environment is for everybody. And we're very happy that there are gonna be people that they're not gonna fit here, because they're problematic people, and people that they won't be able to cooperate and able to be to apply this I say colleague, it's like a friendship, it's a brotherhood. So if you're not ready for that,
no,
this is not the place for you. And if you're not coachable, and you don't want to listen to the others, and you don't want to understand the nice gestures coming from the others in the community, well, you better look somewhere else, because this is not the place for you.
Yeah, people tell you stuff because they want you to succeed. And Adonis and Christine live in Montreal. I live in Vancouver, BC. So we have never met in person.
No.
But we have talked a couple hours. Like, we've Zoomed, hundreds of hours probably, so we build this connection, this friendship, this family bond through the internet. And like Adonis says, there's no room for negativity. And Leanne says it every week in the workshop. We don't work with everyone.
No.
So, and there's a reason for that, because we want to keep our integrity up and high and work with people that value each other and care for each other. So how long have you guys been doing this business?
It's going to be a year in June. Actually, the training fell at the time at the beginning of summer, and I just finished a very heavy year in school, and so I went away to Europe with my granddaughter for 3 weeks and left him with the hot plate. And so he
without computers knowledge, without everything,
all by himself. No one else, no one in the world, all by himself.
She decided to escape.
I was gallivanting through Europe. And, it was wonderful. Anyways, I
was left here naked.
When I came back at mid-August, he had found it very difficult, because everything was compounded by the fact that he didn't have any computer knowledge, and but it does show you that it's feasible, even for someone who's starting from zero, right, from scratch.
Because now you know what you're doing, right, Adonis?
Oh,
yeah,
he's so tech savvy now.
Well, come on.
Compared to me, he surprises me.
Don't say that, because you were gonna.
No.
You're gonna make him blush.
Very, very good. Like, and he knows the training very well, which is, it's great, because he says, or if he's not sure of something, he says, let's go back to the training. It's like, that is the foundation of everything. And so I am learning through him. Now we decided.
No, that's not true.
I am learning.
What you're saying is not the right idea of what's happening here.
Darling?
The right idea is that we are learning, we are helping each other so much.
We are.
And we are enjoying the process, because there are so many things. For example, she helps me out with the English sometimes, because I guess I have a good level of English, but sometimes it's not enough, right?
Yeah.
So we need to perfection our perfect. Okay, sorry, Matt. Look, you see, I made a mistake. So we need to perfect our skills every day, and I think you have been a wonderful. How do you say?
A collaboration. Yes, we complement each other.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, in terms of the training, and in terms of the the approach and how to do certain things, he definitely is the lead in this particular situation. And I help, but I will. We've decided that I was going to retire this year, as you know, and this was brought on by the fact that this business is doing very well. We started really working September, because let's say the whole summer was taken up by the training, and then mid-September, I say, we started getting into the thick of it, and in January, all of a sudden, something started switching, like something different came in. It was a new energy, and it was a definite purpose that we had in mind. And we've been working very, strongly in the pursuit of that one goal that we have, because we have short-term and mid-term goals, of course. And now...
Sorry, because what happened was that in 2018, it was a very tough year for us. And then Christine, she had a first half of the year very tough. She was doing training, this training that was so hard for her, because she was finishing her master. And then from September to December, I was still very busy with university still, I was.
So we didn't really have a lot of time to devote to it.
Yeah.
But in January, we kind of switched gears. And the moment we did that, we started seeing like great results, to the point where now, in order for us to progress, me being more available and working side by side with him would help us probably, go faster even than So this is my last semester.
Yeah, good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Just
That's
finished
awesome.
my master's, but here I am. I'm done.
Your job, yeah. Well, you know what? Everything happens for a reason, and you guys have put so much effort and time into this to create. This is like your kid. This is your baby. This is something that you guys can pass on to your kids and grandkids. And this is your retirement, your future. And if you put the time and effort and work into it, you will make this bloom and grow as much as you want. Congratulations on retiring early. That's
Thank you.
fabulous.
Thank you,
Has
Veronica.
this business changed you in any other way?
I would like to answer that.
Go ahead. I knew.
Well, actually, it's a huge thing that this business has given me, and is that I was having a hard time for many years trying to find my place, and it was very hard. It was very discouraging. I was feeling like depressed, like that. I'm not depressed, but I'm feeling, my mood, on the ground, because sometimes life is not easy, right?
Not easy, yeah.
You don't find, and you spend years and years looking for this and testing that, and you feel that your thing hasn't come yet, and sometimes you need some time, well, to figure out, what is that I want, what is the place I want to be, and that's gonna be it has been this opportunity for me. It has been the opportunity of I was dreaming about the fact of having something that I can earn my living in a decent way, and then being close with my family, and not having to to be not doing a shift at night, or
so hard.
crazy shifts, or working the weekends, because I think I don't think that's a good life for anybody. There are families that she's working during the day, and he's working at night, and they are working also during the weekends. I have friends that they don't see each other. I have friends that they're a couple and they don't see each other, and it's crazy. And you look at it, and that's, I find that's the explanation of many social problems, and many problems of every kind. Every kind of problem that you can face is because of that, because the family is being attacked by those situations, and parents, they don't. That's why kids, they are, every time, I guess that's the reason why they are even crazier and crazier, because they don't in this era, family time is something like forbidden, and parents, they don't have time to spend with their kids, quality time, I mean, and because they are obliged to go outside, to go for look for the money to pay the bills, and to pay the cost of living. And I was dreaming about that opportunity of being to earn my living, and at the same time have time and being close, being available. And I'm enjoying it so much, and I'm so happy, and I know my son is very happy, and Christine and we are so happy. And now I can go to a doctor's appointment, and I can check my business on my phone at the same time. So at that time, technology is good for me, right? So I learned technology at the time, so it's great. Sometimes we're going to the park or having fun, or we decided to go out for a drive, and we are connected to our business. It's not that we are 100% there, because otherwise you're not going to enjoy your drive, right? But you have,
if something happens, we find out about
It's
it.
a
yes,
mobile business that you can take with
So,
you in the back
it's
pocket.
flexible. Yeah, it's
so
flexible.
wonderful.
And for example, I'm a night person, and I
Yeah.
enjoy, for example, today,
Last night,
not last night, today, I went to bed at 6:30 in the morning.
yeah.
Oh wow.
I spent from midnight to six
Yeah. He's a
hours,
night owl, so
and I was in the mood, and I
and I
had
sleep, and then I get up, so
yeah.
he sleeps like.
No, we slept for a while together after, but you
Oh.
know what I mean? It's like that flexibility, and that's
Yeah.
and it's not, and also what kills you, I guess, is the routine. You are forced. When you are in a job, you are forced to a routine. I work with a guy that I was working with him for 3 months, and I felt so bad with him because that guy was on that job for decades, okay, and was a tough job. Was a very tough job. Yeah, like weekends, and only 4 days off in the month.
Yeah.
Do you believe that? And some day, one morning, I was talking to him, and I asked him, "How many weeks do you have, vacation in a year?" And he said, "3." And I have to conciliate with my boss to see when is the best time that I
Yeah.
can take my vacation. So your life is completely controlled
Yeah.
by other people and other situations. I don't think that's fair. I don't know how people they can live their life like that.
They have no choice. They have to pay the bills, and the only way they
No,
know how to
I,
pay it
understand,
is
I understand, but you need to
going to that
also
job.
to start going out
Yeah.
and looking for. So what happened with other people is sometimes people, there are people, and sometimes us too. It happens to everybody, right? We don't know where to look,
Yeah.
and we don't know that we have to continue looking.
Hmm.
So we found something and we stay there.
Yeah.
And,
Because of fear.
yeah, that's the fear,
Yeah.
that the panic. You get in panic mode, and that's paralyzes you. And you sign a paper, and that's a huge mistake. And you sign a paper and you say, "This is my life. I agree with," and you stay like that. So that's not good, guys. That's when you feel like that. At a certain point, you need to say, "I need to continue looking for something else,"
Yeah.
and
People.
until you get it. That's my great thing, and it's amazing. It describes all what's happening in my life right now. It's amazing to have this opportunity.
And to add to what Adonis was saying, I totally agree with you, Adonis. People are um, obligated and are working for weekends and vacation, 3 weeks of vacation a year, because, like Adonis says, you don't see each other. You don't see your kids, and when you do, it's all in a rush that you can't spend that quality time with them. And time freedom, I think, is greater than time money freedom, to be honest with you, because I'd rather spend more time with my family than have all the money in the world.
But you can only access this time freedom with a lot of money.
Yes, exactly. So
So
it's
that's the
it's a
tool.
rat race.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I have, for example, Veronica, um, I have many friends that are in some very similar situations, but I remember I had a feedback from another friend who is a common friend with that person, and that person that I'm talking about now is a very, let's say, successful. What you say that is successful, right? It's a person that had a profession and make the whole career, and made a specialty after, and has been having a wonderful salary with opportunities to go on vacation. You know what? You can say that is a successful person. And but that person one day told to my friend in common that she regretted all the time that she spent to achieve all that,
away from her
because
children.
she had 2 kids, and because of she had to be so involved in her profession her husband was the one who took care of the kids, but she missed so many beautiful moments.
Moments. Yeah.
And she didn't have actually the opportunity to see her kids growing. And if you put me $100 million in a bag here and the precious moment with my family, I will kick that back. I don't know where.
We don't need 100 million.
You understand?
Although if anybody wants to give it to us,
well, of course.
Even us. But yes, I totally agree with you, and that's exactly what I said, right? Like, I prefer time with my family than all the money in the world. But like Christine said, it's a catch-22 because you need money to have time freedom.
Yeah.
So it is a catch.
It's a cycle, right?
It's a vicious cycle. And you know what? This business gives you that freedom and that money to do both of it, because you get your checks in the mail to pay your bills, because that's what people work for, to pay bills, and you're working your business around your family, which is great. Like Adonis said, you can go for a ride or at the doctor's, and you're dealing with your business there. You're running your business at any time, and it's not like you need to sit down for 8 hours a day and work on your business. It doesn't work that way. Christine, how did this change you aside from retirement?
Oh, I'm learning patience. I'm a very impatient person, and I noticed that because I like to get things done. I like to go through things quickly, and I like to get on to the next thing, and that's pretty much my character. And so I've had to learn patience in this whole thing. And I think because, and not that to say that I've learned everything I had to learn. I'm still in the learning process. But I have to say that doing that and having to be to work together with Adonis, I've had to just like get off of that thing that I have about, the way I lead my life is a little bit the way that I've been working in the last 25 years, right? So I need to just take the time to smell the coffee, to appreciate things more, to evaluate things more, to analyze things. And this business has done exactly that.
Look at the sky.
Yeah, and Adonis is the total opposite. He's very calm, and he's very, he's the one who's always calming me down. And so the training, for example, I would say, oh, skip that and go to that thing. No, he'd say, no, we can't skip it. We got to do it. And I just want to strangle him. I'd say, it doesn't matter. We can learn that later. No, it does matter. Okay.
Sometimes we have to stop working.
Oh, yeah.
You have to take breaks.
He gets me so aggravated. I'd say, you just don't get it. This is not necessary now. No, it isn't. They put it there. We got to do it.
No, but I take the blame too, because that's one of the examples that has been a very nice compliment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she has helped me so much, because I was very slow. I'm a slow person, and she has helped me out to get more activated, and so we are like
we're trying to find the.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is the beauty of working with your spouse, because all of our power couples do this. Everybody's different. Like you're totally different than your spouse, most people. And Adonis does one thing, Christine does another. And like Adonis says, they complement each other and they get it done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And even though you do get frustrated with your spouse, whatever, you walk away, you come back, and you still love that person. So.
Oh, but it's wonderful.
Yeah, and you know what? I'd rather work with my spouse.
Sometimes you want to get divorced, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
We weren't married. We wanted to get divorced.
But if you had to pick someone to work with or build a business with, you found the right person, because it's your spouse, it's your partner. You guys both have the same benefits. You guys have the same goal, and it just amplifies your relationship to another level as well, right?
Absolutely.
And what you learn in the business, you're learning patience, and he's learning to hurry up. you guys can take it to other parts of your life too, right?
That's right.
Do you guys have anything else to say? We'll wrap it up here, and you guys, thank you.
Well, we're just we're a little dumbfounded sometimes to think that this is such a fantastic opportunity, and not
what is dumbfounded?
Dumbfounded, like surprised and shocked. A little bit like.
You see, I learned another word.
Yeah, but, because you think, what is it that people can't see about this business? Because I mean, how can you not see it? How can you not get it? And as that, okay, fine, and it's more for us. That's fine, but at the same time, it seems like it should be so easy to understand how this works. So that
some people do see it, they're just scared.
They're very scared. And so if anybody, I know a lot of people in our family, in our group, this amazing community, are fence sitters, as we call them. And we just, just jump and get off that fence.
No, friends and friends too.
Friends, and and so just do it and see it. But if you don't experience it, if you don't get involved, how are you ever going to make an educated making a decision on that level? Yeah. Just go with your gut too. A lot of people don't follow their instinct. It just fear gets in the way, and it says, "Oh no, shut up! Don't talk to me about this." Right?
And we're risk free. You have 30 days risk free to check us out. So what else? What else
can we do?
The fence hurts, by the way.
No, but it's normal because you always says, well, you're gonna think, well, maybe they are not refunding me. Maybe they are gonna take my money, and they are not gonna.
Nobody's getting rich on $100.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was just gonna say.
What do you think this is? Like a business based on taking $100?
No, but there are many things too. There are many others. So if you pay this amount here and this amount there, in the whole for some person, maybe
nobody's gonna retire off $100.
No.
Yeah, of course not.
Sure. Well, thank you guys for spending your morning with me.
Well,
I want to ask you guys to share who's coming over to your house in a couple hours, because I want to show people the level of family that we have.
Well, actually, we're meeting them on the highway because they're on their way back from Quebec City. But this is a fellow business owner from Toronto who is also part of our chat. We've never had the pleasure of meeting him. And his name is Panka Ashangi, and he is very tech savvy. And he's actually, because he was taking some family of his who are here from Australia on a very, very quick tour of Montreal Friday, Saturday Quebec City, and Sunday back to go to Ottawa. Can you imagine? Anyways, he said, hey, I'd love to meet you guys. So we're going to meet them at a coffee shop somewhere along the 20, so we can share some time together, and that's it.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
It's exciting.
And it's amazing because you create those links, with a lot of you develop that chemistry with people that you don't know, you haven't met them in person, but you have had the opportunity that technology gives you to know them, to meet them online, and it's a great. So we're excited. We're going to see him in
an hour.
Yeah. So let's hope everything is gonna be.
We gotta get in our Batmobile and fly over there.
Well, you guys, thank you for taking the time and sharing your story. Have fun with Pankaj and say hi to him, and I'll see you guys on the other side. For anybody who's been watching, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode. Bye, guys.
Very good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks, Veronica.
Thanks, Veronica. Bye-bye.